Last week I put out 5 videos covering 5 chords that are awesome for prog rock and metal. Today we'll look at how I put all of these chords together. Let's take a look at how to combine all of these chord types into longer chord progressions. If you want more in-depth info on each of these chords and how I like to use them individually, go check out the videos from last week. There are 3 different progressions in this flamenco-inspired prog metal piece, each one highlighting different ways to use each of these chord types. The first progression happens in the heavy riffing. This progression goes as follows: E minor major 7, C major 7 sharp 11, A minor 6 9, C minor 6 9 to B7. This is in E minor, and at its core it's a basic 1 6 4 5 progression. The E minor major 7 is used in the place of E minor here. A minor major 7 chord can be used as a substitute for a basic minor chord. The C major 7 sharp 11 is used instead of a straight C major chord, and all the extensions of this chord come from the key of E minor. A minor 6 9 is used in the place of A minor. Once again, all the extensions of this chord are coming from the key of E minor. And the C minor 6 9 is the minor 6th chord, which works well as a chord substitute for the 5 chord in a minor key because it contains the leading tone E flat or D sharp in the key of E minor. A couple of simple chord extensions and substitutions, and this progression takes on all new life. Of course, in the riffs, the chords aren't being played in big block voicings like this. There's lots of moving lines happening, but the chords are at the core of this riff. The second chord progression happens in the solo section. The progression here is slightly different under the acoustic and electric solos. Under the acoustic, it's C minor 6 9, G minor major 7, E flat 6 9, A7 sharp 11, and D7 flat 9. Under the electric solo, it starts the same, then goes to C 6 9 and B7 sharp 11. The acoustic progression is entirely in G minor. At its core, it's a 4-1-6-2-5 progression, and just like the first progression, these basic chords are replaced with more colorful voicings. So C minor becomes C minor 6 9, G minor becomes G minor major 7, E flat becomes E flat 6 9, and A minor 7 flat 5, or A half diminished, is subbed with A7 sharp 11, and D7 becomes D7 flat 9. The electric solo progression starts the same: C minor 6 9, G minor major 7, and E flat 6 9. Then it uses a C 6 9 and a B7 sharp 11 to modulate back to E minor for the final riff. The C 6 9 is the 6th chord in E minor, and the B7 sharp 11 is an altered 5 chord, and that takes your ear back to E minor. There's one final chord progression to take a look at. In this one, I treat these 5 chords more individually instead of as part of a particular key signature. It goes G6-9, E flat minor 6-9, B flat minor 6-9, A7 sharp 11, D7 flat 9. And the second time the progression plays again at the end, that last chord is replaced with an F major 7 sharp 11. Here each chord is basically its own modal sound, and there isn't that much tying them together. There are a couple things that I think about when writing these kinds of progressions. One of them is bass movement, having the root notes move in a natural way. Looking at the bass notes here, it's G, E flat, B flat, A, D. And all of these notes are coming from G minor. And even though the chords aren't coming from G minor, this bass movement feels pretty natural. The other main thing I focus on is the movement of the highest notes in the chord voicings. Here it goes G, G flat, F, D sharp, and then in the final chord progression, up to A. So you have these notes. And this chromatic movement is very strong, and it works well to connect these unrelated chords. It also helps to have the inner voices of the chords move as little as possible. I'm not going to jump around like this. If I keep some smaller intervals, it's going to make these chord moves a little more digestible, keeping everything in the same range. So there are some examples of how I use these 5 awesome chords in longer chord progressions. I love to add extra color to my music with interesting chords, so give a few of these chords a shot for yourself in some of your own compositions. I don't think you'll be disappointed. And if you enjoyed this series of chord lessons, subscribe, hit the bell notification, like, comment, share. Till next time, stay proggy.